know this is a little awkward and I know I'm kind of close, but a couple of things going on. We got a chance to, this is going to be my first time attempting to vlog, and we got a chance to work with Andrew Schulz and Alex Media of Flagrant 2. They're performing in Hoover, Alabama. So we're going to drive out there and do some photography for them. So the way this came about was part of their following. They said if you ever want to help, just reach out to us. And I saw they were coming to Atlanta and Alabama. And I sent Alex Media a message and he accepted. So now we're on our way. Let the adventure begin. I wanted to take the opportunity to take the Sony a6400 out for a stroll. One of my clients has one, and they gave it to me for a while to kind of work on some of the settings to get better colors out of it, so I could color match it with my a7 III and my a7R III. But this screen, this camera has the flip forward vlog style screen, so I decided to give it a test on this trip. This is actually my second attempt at going on this trip. Full disclosure, the first time I went out, I was on my way, I almost got on the expressway, and I stopped to grab some food, and lo and behold, I ran over a screw, and I heard the screw go into my tire. I heard it knocking, and then I had to make the decision of, I'm getting a lot of feedback, you might not be able to hear this, but do you continue down the road and risk getting a flat on the way out of town, or do you turn around and go back? I turned around and went back. The screw popped, and all of a sudden, you know, my tire's flat by the time I get home. Luckily, my wife's vehicle was available, so now I'm out on the road on this. I'm somewhere in Alabama. I'm shooting on the Sony a6400 with the Tamron 28-75, and what I'm noticing is that 28mm is just not wide enough to do vlogging, at least handheld, but the screen is great, so I was able to put together a makeshift rig where I have the mic on the side and I can still see myself completely. And I do find that having the flip up screen on the a6400 is a great help. I'm not really using it as a primary way of looking, but it's in my peripheral, so I know that if I'm moving and I slip out of frame, I'm focused on looking down the barrel of the lens, but I can tell where I am in my peripheral in the frame, so it's very, very useful in that sense. Again, I was looking to test this out to maybe make a recommendation to one of my clients on how they can use it. She is a singer, and maybe I'll post some footage in here, and she has this camera equipment and we use it to video her shows, but I want to get her into the habit of making her personal vlogs, and I want to show her an example of what she can do with the gear that she has already on hand without buying anything additional. One thing I'm learning is never be afraid to reach out to people. The worst thing they could do is tell you no. So what is my goal to get out of this experience? Basically, I really want to see how the sausage is made. That's to put it in frank terms. Andrew and Alex have a really good shop working, and I'm curious of seeing how it's done. And so if that means I travel a couple hours and volunteer and give free work in hopes that I'm able to gain some information, some knowledge, I think it's a fair exchange. If I get a little exposure because of it, hey, it's a good exchange also. In addition, it got me into doing a vlog. I've been saying I wanted to test the a64 out. It's been sitting in my gear closet for like 2 weeks. You know, my client's been out of town, so I've just had the camera and I haven't done anything with it. This gave me an opportunity to do it. So now I have it set up, put it in a nice blog format, and I'm actually able to use it. And so this is all benefits to just sending that one DM to Alex is kind of led to all of this. So I'm gonna hopefully meet some great people, produce some content for the channel, and maybe even, you know, expose and maybe get some exposure. Who knows? And even if I don't, I'm hoping to learn how they run their operation from a content creation standpoint. And that's the benefit I see from it. In addition, because I'm always thinking of the crew, I brought this. Yes, the Sean Dubois men's hair care box. So actually, this is a family member who is putting out this line of skincare products directly targeted for men. I had opportunity to meet these guys, and if anyone knows anything about Flagrant 2, if they mention any product online or on their podcast, it takes off. And, you know, it's a shot in the dark. We're not paying for advertising. But I thought, hey, why not take the Sean Dubois complete care package to them? If Andrew or Alex even mention it, hey, man, it's great. If I can get them to pose with it, take a picture, that's content for Sean Dubois. And so, you know, it's not just helping me. I'm helping everybody else who's in the crew. I mean, we have a creative crew of entrepreneurs. And if one wins, we all win.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for a good show tonight? Let me hear some noise. Oh, come on, down in here, my man. You can do better. Let me hear some noise. Give a big welcome to your host tonight, More Gagnon.
All right, so we're back. It's definitely been a long evening, but we're back home. I wanted to do a quick kind of recap. So went out, drove to Birmingham, Alabama to cover Andrew Schulz comedy show at Stardome. I think it went great. Was able to meet Alex and Andrew, great people, and in the process tried out the Sony a64, and this is the rig I was talking about. So essentially, I took one of the brackets I had from my old Canon 6D. It was a two-piece bracket, a three-piece bracket. I took the bottom half and I attached it to the Sony a64. Added a hot shoe on the side. Put my Rode Video Mic Go, and so I can still see the camera as well as have the mic on it, and actually worked pretty great. Now the only problem I would say with this would be on this crop sensor, having a 28 to 75 is not wide enough. So, you know, having it doing handheld, having it kind of like that, 28 millimeters is not wide enough. You really do need like a 16 to 35, or you probably need something that's specialized for crop sensor. But overall, I do like the screen. I like the fact that the screen points back at you, and it allows you to at least see your framing. Even with the camera I'm using now, I have my A7 III. I actually have a film monitor on top of it, so I at least in my peripheral can see the framing. And so that allowed me to do the same thing with this. So I do like the setup. I'm gonna recommend it to my client. I may just have her make sure she uses a wider lens. Other than that, I think it's not too heavy. I think it's a pretty good setup for vlogging. I'm still trying to decide if I want to continue vlogging and what my vlogging setup would be. I want something light. I don't think I'll be getting this because I don't know if I want to pay that much. I already have a couple of cameras. But if it's something that you already have and you want to get into vlogging, it's a great option. So what did we learn today? As mentioned earlier, I really wanted to do this not so much to make money, but for two reasons. One, to present an idea to them, and I think it went well. I took them the skincare products that we talked about earlier in the car. They seem to like it, and hopefully something comes out of it. So hopefully down the road you hear about Sean Dubois on Flagrant 2 and Flagrant 3 podcasts. So that was one thing. The other thing was I wanted to see how the sausage was made from that standpoint of how Andrew Schulz and Alex Media put out their content. And what I learned was something that I've been seeing a lot more, and I think I'm going to have to make myself follow. It's the idea of doing more with less. What I noticed is that Alex and Andrew are pretty streamlined. I looked at the cameras, I was like, wow, these are cameras that really allow you to turn out your product quickly. And that is what was most interesting to me. I think tonight they did have one vendor out of Atlanta that was running a C300, maybe a Mark 1 or a Mark 2 as one of the roaming primary cameras. But the static cameras are designed to do production quickly. And I was kind of impressed by that, because now, as opposed to worrying about being a videographer, you're more focused on being a content creator, and most of the work is now in the editing room, and you're allowed to streamline it and get it out quickly. One of the things that I noticed about what really sells their Instagram content is that the camera just allows you to visualize the joke. They don't need moving camera angles. You need something where you can do a joke today and turn it out quickly. On the day that I went out, the fashion Instagram video for Atlanta that they did at Cascade Skate was done. And it really got me thinking. So on January 25th, they were in Atlanta doing a comedy show. They went to Cascade Skate. They filmed the fashion video at Cascade Skate, and it was uploaded on January 26th. And for those who've kind of dealt with video production, that's a really fast turnaround for editing and uploading. Especially with, trying to keep all the music in sync and the motions in sync and things of that nature. So having that quick of a turnover is pretty impressive. And I think it's because the equipment allows them to do that. They purchased equipment that allowed them to focus on being content creators and turning out the product quickly. Hey, thanks again for watching. This is my first vlog. I know there's a lot of things I could do better, but we're going to work on it. Well, we may work on it. I have to see if I want to continue to do vlogs. But thanks for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, if you like the content, please make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And we're going to continue to put out more and more content.